Hi everybody, good afternoon. Welcome to Working Horse with Jim. This morning I tried to do a little plowing. We got a lot of rain again. 2 days ago now I was plowing, it was beautiful, and then today I was hoping to start back in plowing because it's a beautiful day out, sunny and whatnot, but it was actually down to almost 20 degrees this morning, and we got a lot of rain yesterday, so I was actually hoping to put Duke and Earl with Ken. But I can't, and the reason I can't is I decided just before lunch, I tried to plow for about an hour before lunch, and I took out my three older, Baron, Bill, and Ken, and as I was plowing, in those spots where I have, you guys have watched my videos, you know what I'm talking about, where I have my tile drains, the one spot especially, Bill, who's in the furrow, he was dropping right in like a foot deep in that one spot, and I did not dare go out there with a young horse and put it in that situation. I knew Bill would probably be okay, and after just another day, probably tomorrow, it'll be okay. But for right now, it's just too wet, and I'm not going to risk having a horse go down in that mud. Been there, done that, don't want to do it again. So that's what we're not going to do today. We just got a few odds and ends we're doing today. I need to unharness some horses, and actually I want to hitch up Duke with Ken and spread a few loads of manure. This morning earlier I took out Baron and Earl, which is down here at the end. He's still harnessed up, and I and I hitched him onto my sled and gave them some exercise. And now I'm going to pull his harness off him, harness up Duke, and spread some manure with him and Ken, and then Bill and Baron will get unharnessed also. So this will be a day of actually working all the horses except for Lady. And people have asked, maybe I could even answer some questions today. People have asked about Lady and whether or not she's done work before she foals. And the answer to that is probably yes. I don't have any intentions of working her at all until who knows when. So she'll have her foal like the end of May. So that's coming right up on us. And with the colts that I have, there's no reason why they can't do more work. And so Lady is done for now. Okay, let me unharness Bill.
Can I show his legs, how far?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he was sinking right in like that deep into the mud. It was pretty bad. But it's pretty much just in the one spot. And the last day, 2 days ago when I was in there plowing, actually I showed a video of you guys of that. And the water that I had shown in the morning was completely gone by the afternoon. And probably that's approximately where I'm having troubles today, where that water was in the furrow yesterday or that morning from my last video. So anyways, William is here today. What's that?
Sorry. I was just going to say that you told me that it was a lot wetter than you thought it was after the rain we got yesterday.
Yes, I really did not expect that much for it to be that wet. And it's to me a shame. We got such an early start back in March, which is very unusual. And we knew that probably because of our winter, it usually averages out. And I'm not surprised we're getting this weather, but it does concern me slightly because what's going to happen now is we're almost to the 1st of May, and it's going to be such that it's going to be, I'll have way more to do than I can handle at a period of time where the work has to get done fast. But we'll just have to deal with it, and I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. We usually are.
Everything always equals out with the weather.
But if the horses are in great shape, it surely helps the situation of getting the job done in a timely fashion. This is the middle of the day, and of course Brenda has other stuff she was working on, but she did say she'd be willing to brush some horses for me, which is good. And oh, I started to talk about this. William is here today. He has not been working every day, but he is here today, and we'll show you even now what he has been working on.
So someone that Jim knows wanted an outhouse, and William whipped this little baby up. I think it's cute. And I just thought I'd just show it to you. I told William this is for an adult, this outhouse, because a kid couldn't reach the latch to open the door. And there's no hole here yet, but they got to wait until the guy brings the toilet seat for them to cut the hole out to know how big it will be. But this is basically like the outhouse we have down at the cabin, and it's really they're pretty nice. And what I have been doing lately down there is just taking a bucket of shavings, and you just throw a little in from time to time, and it keeps things fresh smelling. See, there's a latch here on the bottom that you can lift up to clean it out if you want to. So that's that. It's cute, isn't it?
Whoops. I'm swapping horses around so much. I get them out here, I check my lines because to know which horse is on the side that I need them on, and it's really nice that I do train these guys all these different ways, but sometimes it is a nuisance as opposed to just having a pair of horses that's always the same size, same situation all the time. That's surely not the case here. It's different all the time. Yep. I was going to swap sides because I want to, when I do plow, hopefully in the next few days, with Duke and Earl, one on each side of Ken, I want to have Duke on the off side, but today I'm set up so he's on the nigh side. And the reason he's on the nigh side is because last night we were gone most of the day, and it was raining all day and cold and sloppy, and the horses stayed inside all day long. So I wanted to at least get a couple of them work, so I took out fairly late yesterday afternoon. I took out Baron and Duke on the sled just to give them a little exercise, and that's the side that they were working the way I have them right now. Oop. We had a question recently of that went something like this: what are you going to do? What are your barn plans with your extra horses here? Where are you going to put them as they get bigger and whatnot? And boy, that's a good question, and I wish I had a good answer, but I do not. As you can see, it's a fairly tight fit even for Duke to get through that doorway, and he's my smallest horse I have. And it's not bad at all when he doesn't have a harness on, but when he has a harness on, I have to be fairly careful coming through the door so he doesn't get caught on something. So the answer to that question is I don't know. I just don't know. I don't really like the idea of stretching my barn out because I'm going to ruin that box stall that I have that Ken usually is at. I kind of like to have that available for who knows what. And yeah, I don't know what to do. We'll take it one day at a time, I guess. That's all I can do, I guess.
If people are new to the channel, they might be asking or wondering about you having him drink with his bridle on. Is that something you want to address?
I'll address it. Sometimes my horses drink with their bridle on, sometimes they drink with their halter on. Is that a good answer?
Yeah.
It is.
Sometimes they drink with their bridle on, sometimes they drink with their halter on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the truth. Sometimes they drink with neither on, too.
Right. It's good to have horses somewhat used to drinking with their bit in their mouths, because there's times where you want them to drink. If they're out working the field, sometimes I will actually take water out to them, and I'm surely not going to pull their bridle off just so they can have a drink of water. They need to be able to learn how to drink with their bridle on.
Right, and he will also have opportunity to drink without it, too.
So if you want to come up over and hold him for a second.
Yep.
I must say I am getting a little bit spoiled because since Brenda has retired from her nursing job, she is here more to help me. Since we have William working quite a few days, he's here to help me. So situations like this right here, I asked her to hold Duke because he's doing great, but he could easily walk ahead before I tell him, whereas Ken stays there. And just by having that hand is just so handy that I must say I'm getting spoiled, because for years and years and years I did not have that help, and I had to just deal with it, and I did. Oh.
So what would you do in that situation?
Work fast, for one. And they wouldn't always work perfect. I didn't expect them to work perfect, but if you got one good one in the batch, you can usually control the bad one and be ready to hold him back when you're ready to go. Okay, Bren. Ho, ho, ho. So one thing I do, or try to do, is when my helper walks away, I will still make them stand here for a second. I don't always do that, but enough of the time that they know that they're going to have to, and then I will drive them from there. Hey, cup stout. Have you? Ha. 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 Oh. Bye. Oh. Oh. So you guys have been watching our channel for a while now. You'll see I've started backing my spreader back into here. The last few times I've used it. We are still, William is making some sheds still once in a while, and we thought we were going to use this area for sheds, but we haven't yet. So since we haven't and aren't using it for sheds, I decided to start backing the spreader back in here, which I much prefer than where it was before. Also, you can see our new harnesses. We've shown you this, and we've shown you even adjusting them up to the horses. And you might ask, well, why is it sitting there? Why aren't you using them? They're ready to go. Well, they are ready to go pretty well. A couple of details I'm actually missing. Ho, bye, bye, ho. But it is still so muddy outside. The first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to have a dirty harness. And since they're brand new, I would just soon wait just a little bit until it's dry weather before I use the new harnesses. My old harnesses are perfectly fine. I actually almost regret buying them quite yet because I really don't have a need for them right yet. But anyways, I have them here. They're ready to go when I'm ready for them. And yeah, all good. Hey. Back up, you bear. Come on, back. Back up, yeah. Back. Nice out. Okay. A ver. A ver. A ver. Oh. Oh. So today I'm going to tie Duke right here. When I'm loading manure, I prefer having it on a concrete pad, which is what I have right here, so that the manure that doesn't make it into the spreader can be easily cleaned up. This is a little bit tricky getting into this spot, but not too bad, so this works pretty good.
It's nice that you have some hitch ropes around so you can just do that.
Yeah, it is. So I'm going to get my skid steer and load up. William is actually starting a new greenhouse for us. We have a order for 1, maybe even 2 greenhouses that we're working on, and so yeah, that's great. Also, maybe right now we could talk real quick about the sawmill. People have asked. So we got a new rebuilt motor back, and hopefully that will serve us well from here on in. And so yeah, I was very pleased with Kohler and also Mallarney's. Mallarney's is a local cola dealer right close by to us. And my goodness, when they saw and heard I had a problem here with my mill, being a cola dealer and all, they came right over, and in no time at all they had it fixed. So I was very pleased with that. They had to take the motor off to do the job, but they just took the motor off, took it back to their shop, fixed it, and the next day brought it right back and put it on. So seems to run like a charm. We're hoping the problem's fixed. We're pretty sure we found the right seal that was bad. And so, yeah, we won't know for a little while. I haven't done too much sawing with it yet at all, but we do have some orders even on the mill, so we got to get doing some sawing among everything else we got going on. Anyways, I got to get to spread manure, and who knows, we might show you something else this afternoon.
He's being bad. Won't get over. Okay, Earl, get over. Get over there. Get over. Get over. You're gonna have to get up too, because Dad's coming through with a skid steer. Baby boy. Now where's my stuff? Here it is.
Hey.
Always wants to back up all the time.
Best one to do. Come here. Get up there.
Come on, early bird. Okay, that's good. Oh, Earl, knowing you, you'll knock that camera over. Always got to be messing around with something. Mm-hmm. There that goes. Yes! Brushing horses seems to be keeping me busy. It's amazing to me how different Bill and Baron are working out. I don't know why, but they just have not put on the hair this winter. I mean, Jim always put the blanket on them when they went logging, but they just don't have the hair that these guys have. Come on, Earl. Earl, you gotta get over, honey. He's coming through. Come on. Okay. They all do react differently to the skid steer going by, but lately they've all been doing very, very well with it. Earl loves to. Come on, Earl. Come on, come on, come on. He loves to back up in the stall, as you can see. He's still got a little bit of a tood. But in spite of that, he's a pretty good boy. I think he's coming back, Earl. Come on. Come on. Come on. There you go, baby. You'll be a good boy, okay? You'll be a good boy. Where'd the brush go, Earl? Constantly losing my stuff. I didn't know where that went. I found it now. Your turn, Billy. Okay, Billy. Jim was saying that of course he used them this morning, but Bill and Baron are going logging tomorrow, and he's hoping to get, quite a bit done. So he didn't want Bill to be all worn out when he went logging tomorrow, because Bill gives 110% whenever he's in harness, and he never seems to want to slow down. So when I brush him, I think he just feels like he's all muscle. Jim's always trying to get a little more weight on him. He's a pretty good eater. He just burns it all off, I guess.
Hey guys, back here. Back up here. Up here. Up here. Back. Up here. Back. Yep. G. Cap stop. There. G. Yep, bye. Bye. G a little bit, Bill. Ken. G. Oh. Bye-bye. G. Yep, G. Oh. Bye. G, bye. G, bye. G. Give it. Ha. Yupa. Tipa. Oh. Well, good evening. We are out to water the horses, and there's one more thing we want to show you this evening. And this one might come to a bit of a shock to some of you guys that we would do such a thing, and maybe we're a little crazy. I don't doubt that one bit, but I want to show you what we got and what we're going to be doing with what we got. So we purchased a milk cow. This is a Jersey cow, and I believe Brenda has named it, what, Brenda?
Her Pansy.
Okay.
Come on, Pansy. Maybe she'll come. Come on.
Okay. Okay. We got her tied up. Let's get her grain, and we'll explain a few things about her.
Honey, you like Pansy, don't you? Hmm? You like her grain anyways.
Okay, so let me explain a few things. A couple years ago now, Brenda has been talking about wanting to get a family milk cow again. We used to have one years ago before we started milking cows. We had an old cow named Vi. Yeah, go ahead. And Brenda milk her morning and night, and she was an old cow, never made a lot of milk, but it was plenty of milk for our little family. And then shortly after that, we started actually getting a herd together and started milking cows ourselves. So we milked here on the farm for a few years, quite a few years actually. We sold the cows, and it's been quite a few years now since we've had a cow. But Brenda, since she got done work, has been thinking, boy, it'd be kind of nice to have a milk cow again. So this cow came available. This cow is almost 4-year-old cow. This is she has had 2 calves, but for some reason she can't. They weren't able to get her bred back. So she's been in milk for quite a while now, and she's not making a lot of milk at all. But we're getting 1 gallon to 2 gallons of milking, and we actually are thinking about getting a milk machine. But for a while, Brenda's gonna do the milking herself. Once in a while, we both milk together. Sounds kind of crazy, but it's very doable. One would sit on this side and the other would sit on the other side, and we'd all milk away. And so I'm just holding the camera and milking here. But she has very short teats, and so she's a rather slow milker. So we kind of thought for sure we'd have to get a machine, and we still may, but right now we are milking. And most of the time it'll just be Brenda doing the milking. Once in a while, myself or even William will milk. She's picking her foot up a little bit right now, but she's been quite good about not picking her foot up. And yeah, with 2 people milking, it goes fairly fast, even though she doesn't milk very fast. So my plan is to get a beef bull to breed after my beef cows have their calves. Of course, we'll need a bull to get them bred back. But a lot of times a dairy cow that the farmers can't get bred back artificially, if they were to take a beef bull and have him run with the cow, a lot of times they'll get bred. So that's what we're sort of thinking. So another thing that has happened here with this situation is we actually are trading a greenhouse for her, and that's a pretty good way to do it, keeping our expenses down and doing more of a barter. So William's working on that, and we have actually another greenhouse on order, or at least we think we do. So as you can see, Ken kind of likes the company out here, I think. Now, she won't stay here very long. She'll just eat her grain and she'll get milked out, and then she'll go back into the pen. But while she's here, it seems like Ken kind of enjoys having her.
I think they should stay together.
Ken would like the company.
When we first got her, I kind of did most of the milking, but then Brenda started taking over. She didn't know how her hands would hold out, and this morning, I think it was, or maybe it was last night, for the first time she milked all the way through by herself, and she said her hands held up pretty well, so that's great. And any words of your thoughts on it all, Brenda?
Well, I wanted to say a couple of things about Pansy. She comes from a milk plant, a place where they make their milk into cheese, and she has got incredible milk fat in her her, we've been skimming off the cream off the top. Oh my word. She's a tail ender, so she's got, I think they said it's 7%, right?
Yeah.
And so she's got this thick cream, and it's unbelievable.
We had ice cream for the first time last night from her cream, which was really good.
And I've made yogurt. But like tonight, we can't use all this milk, so we're feeding it to the pigs tonight. But anyways.
It's nice because if something happens and the cow gets her foot stuck in the bucket, because we don't need to keep it every single milking, because it's just too much milk for the two of us, it can go to the pigs. But Brenda makes yogurt and uses the cream.
It's very easy with the Instant Pot. Extremely easy, but.
And does a lot with the milk, and we are feeding her a tiny little bit of grain right now, but after she gets used to grass, and that's another problem we had when we first got her here a couple days ago, she would not eat anything because she was used to what's called TMR, total mixed rations. That's what most modern dairy farmers use now, and so everything's blended in together, all their grain and their forage all together in one feed, and the cows get so used to that they don't even know how to eat hay. She doesn't even know how to eat grass. I took her out and led her out to some grass, and she doesn't even know how to eat grass yet. But she'll learn. Over time she'll learn, and then we can actually, because our need for very little milk, we can get that milk for very low price because she'll just be foraging on grass, and we won't have to feed her hardly any grain.
She loves the fermented hay that we have, the wrapped. Yeah, she's doing good with that, more than just plain grass hay. Because she's used to that. I'm kind of to an end here.
So that's our video for tonight. I've got to go water the horses while Brenda just finishes stripping her out. And I'm sure over time we'll be showing you more videos of Brenda milking her cow named Pansy. So I hope you guys enjoyed our video. You have a great night, and we'll see you next time.